How you doing, everybody, and welcome back to the Sonic Generations Projects playthrough. Right, getting straight into it, up next is Dusty Desert. Now oddly enough, this would ordinarily be the point where I transform, but I realised I was running quite low on characters that were sort of still lore-friendly, so to speak, and not like a joke character. So I'm afraid to say, I'll mostly be sticking to the 2006 style Sonic whilst I'm playing this bit, but I might switch over to the other hedgehogs at certain predefined moments. Alright, let's do this. Hi.
Mr. Sonic.
Just call me Sonic. Now then, are you okay?
I'm so glad that you came.
I always keep my word.
Sonic!
It looks like a pesky rat has stuck its nose where it doesn't belong. Well, a hedgehog to be more precise. The princess is mine. Until I unlock the secret of the flames of disaster.
Tails!
Got it! Let's go!
The Cerberus was just a ruse there. We got away easily.
How long is this gonna go on?
Let's split up. I'll get their attention, and you take the princess.
Okay, you be careful, Tails.
Leave it to me.
Hold on tight.
Okay.
Alright, here we go. So, this is Dusty Desert, probably one off, if not my favourite level from Sonic 06. Now, I won't be surprised if a great deal of that comes down to the music for this stage, which is called Dusty Desert Quicksand. I love that track so much, especially when it gets a lot later into the song. We'll probably hear it like in this little bit. There's this great little sort of oboe solo, and that particular bit of the track does seem to have the power to make whatever you're doing in the level at that exact moment seem really dramatic. So it's just like do 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 do, and you're just like, yes, I did it! I beat a single robot! It's really good stuff. And once again, it's also a level that has a bunch of different little alternate pathways. I've actually missed a couple getting to the point I am at the moment. I do actually find Dusty Desert sort of builds on Wave Ocean a wee bit, as in that one there was the alternate pathways, but of course they were kind of just like the very quick way that required a bit of platforming to get to, and the longer way that you'd have to go through if you didn't manage to get to the quick way, that sort of thing. And whilst Dusty Desert definitely has the really quick shortcuts, you'll see a few in a little bit. It also has some other routes to just provide an easier or more challenging way of getting into an area, which I suppose I like just because it adds a lot to a game's replay value to be able to go around and just find these semi-secret alternate routes you can take through a level. Ah yes, there we go. I missed the ring trail, but I did get the rainbow ring, always a bonus. And now we're coming up to easily the most overpowered shortcut I know of in Sonic 06. Whoosh and whoosh. Goodbye, entire last part of the level. There we go. All I got to do now is take out these two robots, go over there. And that's that, the gold ring awaits. Lightspeed dash, very good. Slide through. Oh, that's right, that's how we do it. This is how we do. If this was one of those MLG montages, that's the point where the air horns would start coming in massively and frequently. And what was that spring? We'll find out soon. But for now, I've passed the gold ring. And oh my god. Getting absolutely amazing time bonus. Ah, yes, I forgot we'd have to go through this cutscene. Do you know, I don't think I will actually crossfade it. Anyone who's seen this cutscene will know why I probably want to crossfade it, but I'll tell you what, I'll have a few words with this cutscene. I will have a few words.
I have no words to
Oh,
express
speaking of which.
how grateful I am.
Okay, so I'm pretty much regurgitating what everyone who's ever done a Let's Play of Sonic 06, which is probably about like 90% of everyone who does like game videos on YouTube at this point, has said about this particular aspect of the story. This relationship is weird, like really weird.
It's all my fault.
I mean, I really hate to be horrible to like the writing team, but it's just, I'm one of those incredibly weird people who actually honestly wouldn't immediately completely and utterly object to sort of a more sort of romantic-ish sort of subplot in one of the Sonic games. I mean, don't get me wrong, it would still probably be a bit weird, even if it was handled really, really blooming well. But I mean, if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna like pair Sonic up with somebody in the story, he's got to be paired up with another anthropomorphic animal. Because I mean, I'm speaking hypothetically, but I would imagine that if Elise wasn't a human, if she was another maybe not another anthro hedgehog, but definitely maybe like another anthro cat or something like that, maybe? Submit your Elise the cat OC in the comments. Anyway, maybe if that was the case, like maybe these like sort of little romance beats wouldn't come off as just like, you know, as I mean, it would still have the weirdness attached to it of, oh my god, they're doing a romantic subplot in a Sonic game. But I don't think it would attract quite the same level of odd as, you know, this particular relationship does. Oddly enough, seeing this cutscene's reminded me of, I did a cover of Elise's theme, My Destiny. I absolutely love that song. And what I thought I'd do to make a video out of it is I'd play through the 06 project and I'd like stitch together a little abbreviation of Sonic's story. Now, unfortunately, pretty soon into production of this video, I realised that as I would just be recording the 06 project, as I don't have any hardware to capture from my PS3, I wasn't going to be able to do that. I wasn't going to be able to get a full abridged version of Sonic's story. So what I had to do in the end, I recorded everything I could of the 06 project and sort of just stitched a very hastily put together quote-unquote ending where he just gets on Edgar's train and then walks off with Elise. And I was watching it and I'm just like, I don't mind like how that turned out, but at the same time it's like, I just thought to myself, okay, this does look a teeny bit like I'm not acknowledging that relationship is really, really weird. I was kind of hoping it would come off as, you know, Sonic just saving the day, saving somebody, keeping the world safe, that sort of thing. And annoyingly enough, just now the solution has come to me, like, why didn't I just make it, you know, all the characters doing bits of the level, something like that. Oh well, you live and learn. Right, so, I'm not going to head off and do Silver's boss fight just yet, because, of course, there was that mysterious spring at the end of the level. Now, what on earth could that be? Where could that spring take us, considering it's right at the end of the level? To get the answer, my friends, we need to transform!
That's right, we're playing as Silver. I must fight for the future and defeat the alternative area of Dusty Desert.
Yep, I haven't tried to voice him for a while. Right, so this is where that spring takes you. Not only did the wonderful people making the 06 project convert all the Sonic stages, they've also converted the other parts of the levels that are only visited by particular hedgehogs. Like with this bit, it's kind of like a combination of Shadow's and Silver's parts of Dusty Desert, which I think is so cool. I say it seems to be a combination just because one of the rooms is quite clearly meant to be the infamous ball puzzle room from Silver's campaign, whilst the rest of it is more akin to Shadow's, because of course Silver didn't do all this stuff here with the running along the sort of pipes in the cave and whatnot. Now this particular port of the indoor areas of Dusty Desert, it's less of a completely accurate recreation of a level in Sonic 06, and more of an adaptation of the existing assets to work with the sort of more Unleashed / Generation style gameplay. And I must admit, for the most part, all the original content works quite well. There's a few like very tense sort of platforming moments you'll be seeing will be coming up quite soon. At the same time, of course, that does mean this is probably one of the most like glitchy areas in the 06 project, just for like camera control and whatnot. Because of course, when it comes to camera control, there is none. There wasn't any in Sonic Generations either, so of course, you're completely at the mercy of what the camera's been programmed to want you to look at. And occasionally, when it doesn't really have one, it sort of reverts to the sort of camera you have in the hub world, where it just tries to follow you as best it can. You end up with situations where you're in rooms, and you sort of just have to guess where all the opponents are and try a homing attack at them, because you can't turn the camera to see where they are, unfortunately. This isn't necessarily a problem with the 06 project itself, it's more just the fact that you couldn't do it in Generations, and unfortunately that's bled out into the situation you have here. Yeah, like that room we just came from, and the room I'm going into now kind of exemplified that, like... Yeah, you can see, I kind of knew where the monsters in here were already. Like, you kind of get used to the pattern, and like, the usual thing is that like a bunch of Iblis monsters pop out. There's going to be about 3 or 4 worms or something like that. So that's what I'm going for. But unfortunately, just the fact that I can't turn the camera to verify that makes it quite difficult. Having said that, even though this is coming from me, like, you know, someone who's played these levels quite a bit, honestly, it's not quite as bad as it might look. Alright, just got to get over there. There's a jump. Alright, come now, I can do this. I can get through this bit without getting ringed out. No, I cannot, alas. Oh, I thought I cleared it, but alas no. Silver ain't getting away unharmed today. Oh god, yeah, this room's a little bit weird for the camera controls as well, because you gotta, as you can see, this room knows exactly where it wants me to go and is not afraid to tell me. Well, case in point. Literally. And there we go, for once I managed to grab one of the Soliana medals. It may have been like ridiculously easy to get, but it's a Soliana medal nonetheless. As you might imagine, they just serve to replace the red rings. So like, you know, if you get, you know, you grab one, you get some concept art, grab all 5, you get a new skill, that sort of thing. which actually gives them a use, bizarrely enough, because that was the worst thing about the Soleanna medals in the original Sonic the Hedgehog. The original here meaning Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. Because, of course, on Xbox 360, collecting all the silver Soleanna medals gave you an achievement, which in terms of, rewarding you for completing the game, ideally it's not great, but it's something. On PS3, because, of course, the PS3 port of Sonic the Hedgehog came out before trophies were introduced, there is no reason to collect the silver Soleanna medals. You get nothing. As in, I'm fairly sure there isn't even a message saying, oh my god, well done, you've collected all the silver medals. There is nothing. So, in a way, I'm glad they ported them, because at least, giving you concept art on that and giving you skills, even if it is just replacing the red rings, it's still something, you know what I mean? Because you're a reason to actually, go out your way to get them. I must admit, that kind of makes me think of all the cut content, like the little cut lines of text that were found in Sonic the Hedgehog's data files. It kind of points to, again, one of the biggest things with this game, and probably why it has become such a huge, famously bad game, is just because the what-if factor and all those, the demo and beta videos where they had that stuff like the day-night cycle. The day-night cycle, that would have been so cool. You take so long beating Kingdom Valley or something that by the time you actually get to the final bit, it's night and you're running through the waves. It would have been so cool. What can you do? But yes, they had all this stuff where they were talking about you've unlocked, super extra ultimate hard missions for all the main characters, and I think they sort of hinted at a free mode where you could just play as anyone in any of the stages. That would have been amazing. I've got to admit, if I were to make a request for the 2016 game, if there is going to be one, I really hope there will be. Honestly, something like Generations, but with the ability to unlock the other characters, complete with their gameplay. I'm not talking skin swaps here. I mean they actually control like they do in the previous titles. Now, that begs the question of, are we going to end up with all these different gameplay styles that might not be that polished, as opposed to having one very polished gameplay style? Which is fair enough. I must admit, you need a lot more time to make sure everyone's particular style of gameplay was, I suppose, to some extent accommodated for in the levels, as well as, just making sure they actually work and control well. But I don't know, I just think that would be so amazing. Or if not that, then split-screen multiplayer. Come now. Oh my god, Generations game with split-screen multiplayer would be amazing! Sure, you'll only be putting double the amount of stress on the engine, splitting the screen, and I imagine online multiplayer there'll be all sorts of ridiculous bandwidth and netcode problems to deal with, but it would be so cool in my opinion. Apparently they're releasing some new details about the 25th anniversary title early next year, so we'll see how that goes. Oh god, yeah, you might have noticed I'm being quite skittish on this bit, just because this is one of the areas I went to, again, when I was recording for the My Destiny cover video, and I was doing it as a Tails, oddly enough, and I died so often on that bit. Of course, I cut them all out, but just that one bit with the pipe, I kept just falling off, or I went too far around it, or, I just did something to encourage the game's ire. So, yeah. I decided to take that bit nice and slow. And there we go, past the goal ring. My god, that was pretty long. As you could probably tell, my commentary engine was just running on complete fumes at that point. Right, just before I end this part, there's one little thing I wanted to show everybody. Now, when I first played the 06 project, I never thought to check as to whether they'd actually made the skill shop guy work. I just assumed, because there's, obviously there's nobody else. For some reason, I assumed that means they wouldn't have ported the skill shop. I was wrong. I ventured over to discover that Cream the Rabbit is apparently now running the skill shop. I've no idea why, but something about the way her head just barely makes it over the countertop just makes me laugh so much. I don't know why, I think it just makes me picture her going please, mister, buy something. I have been here so long and have made precisely no profit from my great and varied inventory of skills. I came here expecting a city, and instead I have found a quite literal ghost town. There is nobody here, and therefore nobody willing to purchase skills, except of course for you, so please, please, please buy something. Oh, come now, Silver, that is cold. We'll buy some skills from her later, ladies and gents. Right, next time it is Silver's boss battle and beyond. I've been Strangest Amethyst, and thank you very much for watching.